What's up, YouTube? Welcome to part two of the medieval fantasy adventure thing that I started that I still don't know the name of. I think where we last left off, we were talking to this little ghost girl who wanted us to read her another story. Um, if I stick around and read another story, I don't remember exactly what's happening. But if I run for the stairs, that'll be suspicious. If I read another story, that'll waste precious time. So I'm gonna try and get out of here. Beautiful and gracious Duchess, might I ask your full name? Gabriella. Duchess Gabriella of Inverness. My lady. I beg your pardon, but there is a young woman in the castle below who requires my assistance. There are evil men. I suspect they threaten her life. A maiden in distress? Why do you dally here, then? Begone! You need no further encouragement. You step lightly toward the door. Wait! Her voice chills you, but you unwillingly turn back. Take this, she says, and the gold-trimmed mirror floats off the table over you. I cannot see myself in it anymore, she says softly. Generosity befitting a duchess, I thank you most humbly. You bow low and then leave. You find Reginald around the corner of the stairs, his sword at the ready. He begins asking you questions, but you put your hand up. Another time. I've reached a checkpoint. I thought, wow, if I would have known I was this close to a checkpoint, I would have just continued the video to this. No. The two of you continue through the castle. Occasionally, you hear distant things. A shout, a crash, even voices. Soon you come to a door with light streaming out through its cracks. You open the door ever so slightly and peek in. You see a cloaked man frantically pacing back and forth, a torch in his hand. His cloak is open, revealing a muscled frame inked with tattoos. You think you make out at least one of the tattoos to be the symbol of Nurul, god of the undead. This reminds you of the tattooed body of a man hung in the city square only a month ago. He was believed to be an evil priest of Nurul, and was accused of terrible crimes, including raising zombies. Focusing on the rest of the room, your fear is quickly confirmed. There is a large stone symbol of Nurul built into the wall. The stonework appears to be of new construction. In addition, there is a luxurious curtain adorning the wall, as well as a number of Spartan beds. Oh. Yeah, that does not look like the kind of dude I'd want to mess with. I really don't even... I wouldn't even be in this situation. Like, nah. Just no. This is all I can say to that. There's so much nope just involved with this picture. Priests of Nurul are not fools, and are able to harvest power from their deity to cast dangerous spells. However, you have the element of surprise, and there's only one of them. So, I don't think casting a spell would be a good idea. Well, actually, see, my issue is I haven't gained back any of the mana that I've lost. So, I'm worried that if I keep using mana, then I won't have any left in the future. And I'm just gonna run out of mana, but that doesn't really make any sense because there has to be a way to get mana back eventually. I just gotta find it. Just gotta figure out how to. I mean, if I spy, I'll be wasting time, but I'll also be maybe figuring something more out about this guy, these guys, who they are, and stuff. Um, I could try and charm him. I'm gonna go attack without spells, though. There's two of you and only one of him. You've got the drop on him, so why not kill him with cold steel? You nod to Reginald, and the two of you burst into the room. He appears young, although his face is scarred. He looks at you with the expression of a man who is presently soiling himself. He ducks back as Reginald swings his sword, but not fast enough. The blade slashes his shoulder. He tries to run while chanting something, likely a prayer to his foul god. He never finishes it. You stab him in the back with your dagger. He screams and thrashes just before Reginald cuts him down with one great cleave. Perhaps now that I reflect upon this, we should have tried to keep him alive. We still know not the fate of the rest of the caravan. In battle there is no time for regret, and not a scratch on us this time. I call that victory. Now that you're in the room, you can see that you're in living quarters. There are simple beds along the wall and a good-sized chest in the corner. Treasure, you think as you run over and try to lift the lid. Locked. The Nerulian priest did not die quietly, so perhaps you should have Reginald smash the lid with his sword and then get out of here. On the other hand, there ought to be a key around somewhere. Maybe you should take a few seconds to check. I really don't think searching for a key is going to find me a key, but it might find me something else, because let's face it, in games like this, when you're searching for one thing, you never find it. You end up finding a million different things that can help you in other ways, but not in the one way you think. So I'm confused of if I should search around and try and find something, because I know I'm not going to find a key, or if I should just have Reginald break it, but then there's the chance of us making even more noise, but then again, the priest didn't die quietly. Let me search around a bit, I guess. You stand guard while I search, you say to Reginald. You kick the body of the priest over. The corpse is a bloody mess, but you don't have time to be dainty about it. The man is nude, other than the cloak and a golden amulet around his neck. The amulet is an unholy symbol of Nurul, the god of the undead. You would never keep such an evil thing, but it's coated in gold, so you could have it melted down. You rummage through his sticky cloak. Sure enough, you find a key. I stand corrected. Looks like I did find the key that I was looking for. You trot over the chest, key in hand. The key has the same hue of metal as the lock, and you are optimistic that it will fit. You are fumbling with the key when you hear something off in the distance, and a chill goes down your spine. Are more coming? Did they hear the priest cry out? Normally you are cautious with chests, having heard that they are sometimes trapped. However, searching the chest for traps will take time, and you're not particularly skilled in trap detection. What do you do? There's 7 life. I mean, honestly, the odds of the whatever traps may be attached to the chest, the odds of it killing me, I don't think are very high. Because honestly, if it's a trap, it's probably, well, I mean, it could be like spikes shoot out of the ground as soon as the chest opens. Like the chest is a lever. Like if the chest was a lever and you open the top of it, and then the lever clicks and just spikes shoot up from underneath the ground and penetrate me, then I'd be I'd be dead. But if it's just like a ball, like a iron metal ball with spikes on it that like swings and hits me, no, that could honestly kill me too. Oh man, guess we'll just take our chances and use the key though. Hey, look at that, I didn't lose any health. What kind of booby trap is going to spring on someone with the proper key? You think to yourself. You carefully... I didn't even think about that. Like, oh my god. Damn. You carefully insert the key into the lock. It's a fit! You close your eyes as you turn the key. The top of the chest pops open as though on a spring, and nothing happens. Inside is a bag full of gold pieces, some platinum engraved china, and a small black bound writing book. You gather up your loot and hurry out of the room. The two of you have only taken a few steps into the dark hallway when you see flickering light up ahead. You could run back into the room and hide, prepare a firebolt to cast down the hall, or cast an illusion to try and distract whoever is coming. I mean, both creating an illusion and preparing a spell are 2 mana. I don't really want to start a fight because if there are a boatload of priests in here, if there's a whole bunch of priests like what... Forgive me, I'm tired. There's a whole bunch of priests like what the lady said earlier, then they all could be coming in a mob trying to kill us. I don't know how much an illusion would fool them either, so I'm just gonna try and hide back in the room. Hide, you whisper to Reginald as you run back into the room and dive behind the curtain. Meanwhile, Reginald presses himself against the wall behind the open door. It seems like you've been in your hiding place for only a few seconds when you hear hurried footsteps in the room. Valdek, he is slain, you hear a Tweedy voice say. Butchered! And his chest is pillaged, you hear another voice say, this one close by. You imagine whoever is glaring down at the empty treasure chest. You know there are at least 2 men out there. What do you do? Let me give it a little peek, see what's going on. You stay still for a few seconds, and then you cannot help yourself. You decide to sneak a peek. You crane your head around the corner of the curtain. One cloaked figure stands near the treasure chest, his back to you. The other stares down at the body. You see Reginald's sword coming out from behind the door. It appears your buddy is going to start the fight with or without you. You must act. Well, definitely the quiet and simpler way to go about this would be to just attack with my dagger, especially if Reginald is already on the verge of taking down the other one with his sword. So I think I'm just gonna go with my dagger. Well, I lost a life, but I got more gold. I'm rich now, dude. 240 gold. Damn. You leap up from behind the curtain with your dagger drawn. The nearest Nerlian priest gasps in surprise. You hear, "Slay!" from the other priests, and you dodge, but not fast enough. Painful cold radiates out from where you are struck by his dark magic. You jump up onto a nearby bed and launch yourself at the nearest priest, who shrieks as you stab him over and over. Meanwhile, Reginald has made quick work of the other one with his long sword. You take the time to search the bodies and find golden unholy symbol medallions on each of them, as well as one fine silver dagger. Not bad for 20 seconds of work. I tire of looting corpses. Let us be off to find the merchants, and by them, a glorious reward. I don't want to watch a short video. No. I don't even know what coins do in this. Like, why do I have 5 coins? Whoa. Oh, that's cool. So that's what coins are for. I guess I can use coins to buy this. All this stuff, which I remember now that it said was part of the game when I first read it in the first video. So that's cool. I thought it was just the one story, but no, I guess not. Awesome. What did I do? No. Oh yeah, just go back into this. Off you go, deeper into the castle. Soon you find yourself in a library. However, all the books are gone from the tall wooden shelves, either stolen or destroyed. As a wizard, this is disappointing to you. All castle libraries have secret doors. After searching for a little while, you notice a small statue of a winged boy reading a book worked into the stone wall. You press on the statue's arm and it shifts down. There is a grinding sound and you see the bookshelves nearby crack open from the wall. You wedge your fingers into the gap and pry open the door. Immediately before you are stairs, descending into the darkness. Dear reader, normally I would give you a choice of whether or not you go down the stairs, but really, who finds a secret door and chooses not to investigate? I like that. It's a writer's note. And so, with lantern in hand, you descend a few steps and then listen. It's deadly quiet down here, and chilly. You urge Reginald to take the lead. After all, he's wearing the armor. He is a small metal... Not he is. There is a small metal lever on the inside of the passage that you suppose is what you use to open the door from the inside. Nevertheless, you decide to leave the door open. The last thing you need is to get trapped in this evil-smelling place. It is some time before you finally reach a small, empty chamber. On the far wall is a large iron door, scrawled over the door in rusty red dye, or more likely, dried blood, is a set of elaborate symbols. "Gods, what is that?" says Reginald, playing the lantern light over the symbols. "It is writing of the infernal tongue, a language of devils, demons, and other beasts that inhabit the nightmare universe," says. "At times, I do not envy your knowledge," says Reginald with a faint shudder. The study of magic leads to many dark places. The trick is to not wander too far into the void. "What does it say?" asked Reginald in a tone that is not at all enthusiastic or curious. Oh, so that's more of a, "What does it say? What does it say?" kind of thing. You study the symbols. They are crudely drawn, as though in haste, perhaps scrawled by bloody fingers. "I can't be sure. I believe it is a ward of some sort. A protection spell." A protective spell using such a foul language," Reginald sniffs. "I would expect a curse or a fiendish summoning." "It is protecting against such a summoning. A barrier." Evil knows evil best, and a spellcaster of black magic understands the need to protect himself from the terrors they bring into this world. Reginald grimaces and points to the tip of his sword at the warded door. "Only a fool would go down there. Although, I am more a man of curiosity than wisdom." You slap his shoulder, making a dull sound against his breastplate. "As you have proven time and again." "I'm gonna open the door, because why not? I'm an adventurer, damn it." I like it. Maybe there's treasure from beyond. Maybe there's a treasure from Okay, third time's a charm. Maybe there's a treasure room beyond. "Fortune and glory, my friend," Reginald says with a broad smile. A large iron door shudders and screeches as Reginald slowly pries it open. Once open, your friend's face drops and you soon realize why. A powerful stench wafts from the dark stairs below. He takes a deep breath and plunges down the stairway. The two of you descend for some time before you enter a large room eerily illuminated by green flaming torches fastened to each of the walls. Near the far wall is a dais leading up to an altar with skulls inlaid into the frame. Some human, others of animals or perhaps monsters. The lower altar is blood-stained and covered with candles, and golden candle holders are ranged around a book. The book is bound in what might very well be mummified human skin with hand and finger bones embedded into the cover, as though the book were in the grasps of the dead. The title is an infernal, but you don't recognize the words. Beyond the book is a raised part of the altar.
white stone, seemingly scored clean of bloodstains. This surface has more candles, a golden cup, and a large golden bowl filled with some dark liquid, maybe blood. Just before the altar is a narrow but deep pit. Shining the lantern in, you make out something gleaming white, a skeletal arm and hand. Reginald adds his light to yours, and you can now see a heap of bodies at various stages of decay. The heap is crawling with rats and other vile scavengers. Sacrifices, the source of the stench. I would bet my last copper that Seba's father and the rest of the caravan are among them. Reginald makes a face of disgust. I say we swiftly pilfer what we can from this unholy place and leave. As he says this, the bowl on the upper altar begins to tremble as the candlelight around it ripples. Something is coming, you whisper. It's already here, says Reginald. Black smoke billows up from the bowl and swiftly takes the shadowy form of a horned fiend. This glowing, pitiless eyes rove about the chamber, taking in everything. Oh no, we have to fight Satan. Demon! Despite the terrified look on his face, Reginald has already unslung his backpack as though preparing to scoop valuables from the altar. He might have the right idea. After all, you came here for loot, and it might take a moment for this shadow beast to fully take form. That strange book might be valuable. Finally, maybe you can disrupt this fiend's arrival by knocking over the bowl. But do you dare? After all, this monster hasn't acknowledged you yet, and messing about with his bowl is likely a dangerous way of introducing yourself. What do you do? Oh no, I hate choices like this. Okay, so if I just run, then obviously the demon who currently hasn't noticed me will notice me and most likely chase me. If I try to disrupt his arrival, he'll definitely notice me and most likely try and attack me. And if I grab the book and run, well, that's still freaking running. So I stand by my previous statement. But I think the best bet that we currently have right now is to try and disrupt his arrival, so that's what I'm going to do. The bowl is on the upper table of the altar, presently out of reach. You could jump on the lower table, grab the bowl, and throw it across the room or down into the sacrificial pit. Another option would be to try to just quickly knock over the bowl by throwing your backpack at it. You should be able to retrieve your backpack easily if you disrupt the summoning. That's a big if. So, I think the best thing to do would be to try and throw the bowl into the sacrificial pit. But I also don't have any idea how big this demon's going to be, so the pit might be like a shoe for him. Well, if I throw my backpack at it, then it says, yeah, that like I said, that's a really big if. So I should be able to retrieve my backpack if I disrupt the summoning. It's a big if, so I don't want to risk losing my backpack and everything that I have in it, which I do think this game is just cruel enough to do to me. So I'm going to try and throw the bowl. Oh, moral increases and I get gold. Awesome. Reginald gets to work, blowing out candles and throwing the golden candlesticks into his backpack as you leap up onto the lower table of the altar. The fiend turns his burning eyes to you as you grab the lid of the bowl.
Fool! You cannot hinder me!
Shouts the fiend in the infernal language, his voice a hiss. A deadly cold has seized you, and your muscles seem unwilling to obey you. Nevertheless, you muster your strength and lift the bowl. The beast reaches into you with its shadowy claws. You shout out as pain lances through your body. The next thing you know, you're falling back down into the altar and then roll off onto the floor. You come to rest at the edge of the sacrificial pit, your arm dangling onto it. Above you hear the dull clang of what might be the golden bowl bouncing. A hissing scream of rage echoes through the chamber. "We must flee!" comes Reginald's voice in your ear as you feel yourself being roughly lifted. Your friend gets you to your feet, and your strength has returned enough for you to support your own weight. The bowl is gone, perhaps fallen to the side of the altar or down into the pit. Unfortunately, the fiendish shadow is still here, swirling high up in the chamber. He has lost some of his shape, but he is reforming. The torches dim and flicker as though their greenish light is being sucked in by the beast's malevolent rage. Reginald pulls you towards the door as your strength returns, allowing you to go from a staggering walk to a jog.
Your souls are mine!
Comes the hissing voice. Now your strength returns, and soon you are bolting up the stairs, leaping 3 steps at a time. There is a wheezing snarl not far behind. You make it through the large iron door. The door is heavy, and the hinges are tight. Nevertheless, you expect that if you hurl your weight against it, you can knock it shut. But this will take time, and the demon is nearly upon you. What do you do? So I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I think this is a perfect stopping off point to continue in the next episode. So, that's what I'm going to have to do. This game was fun. It's a fun game to play, and I really enjoyed playing it, but I just feel like if I make too long of a video like I did last time, where it's just all you can see is words on a screen and there's nothing else for you to look at, I feel like that's something really easy to lose interest in. So I'm going to make this one a little shorter than I made the last one. Hopefully, I don't really have a way of timing these videos set up yet. So hopefully this one ends up being a little shorter. Anyway, that's everything. Peace out, homeboys and homegirls. I'll see you next time.